Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Mako, a firebender from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Archie. I play Aquila, a bloodbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
G'day, I'm Brandon. I play Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hi, my name is Bree and I play Shurva, a weapon specialist from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Al, an airbender from the Northern Air Temple.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello!
Let's jump into the session.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. It's lovely to see all your beautiful faces again. We are back playing Avatar Legends and our homebrew campaign, Embers of War. Now, those of you who jumped on the stream last night to watch Curse of Strahd, sorry, we didn't have a session. My bad. I should have posted something a bit earlier. I only gave the heads up quite late notice. Apologies for that. Yeah, there was no session last night, which no doubt you have realized by this point. So thank you for stopping by, and apologies that we didn't have a session and I didn't get the message out in a better format. We do indeed have our special Halloween episode next week for Curse of Strahd on the Monday night, and I have just finished writing up our special Avatar Halloween session as well. The best bit is, I don't think I even need to make it non-canon. I think, depending on what you guys get up to today, it will just be a regular in-canon episode with a spooky theme. So,
October.
exactly. So we'll keep you posted. It depends on what you assholes do tonight, basically. And
Is this if Mako dies and then now it's his ghost?
that's an option. That's an option. I hadn't thought about that.
It's just me haunting you, and you're just like, God damn it.
The only other news I have tonight is that if you're listening to the podcast, there is one person's voice you will not hear, and that is Dave's. Dave is unable to join us tonight, so I will play the character of Al. He does love us.
No, he just doesn't love you.
Oh, that makes
He said
sense.
he had to go to the shops to get milk and cigarettes, and I haven't seen him since. So I'm hoping he'll be back soon.
My dad said that
He
once.
doesn't smoke.
So hopefully Dave will be joining us next week, next Tuesday. But I think he said he should be. It's just a once off. But yeah, so I will play the character of Al tonight. That's all the fun announcements I had to share. I don't think there was anything else crazy. Obviously, with Dave not here, there's not going to be any references to Games Pass, so that will be fantastic. We can just move straight past that content.
That's 3 so far.
Yeah,
Three so far.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, I'll have cut at least 2 of them, so there you go. All right, well, I think we should do our welcomes and our quick refresh for last session, and we will jump back into the campaign. So, last week, our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Aquila of the Water Tribe, and Al of the Air Nomads. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are currently on the trail of the 4 elemental spirits in an attempt to calm their rage and undo the damage done by a careless wish made of the whale spirit of the Siwong Desert. 3 spirits have now been appeased: the Kitsune spirit of water, the Sky Bison spirit of air, and the Badgermole spirit of earth. With only the dragon spirit of fire remaining, the team have been forced to travel west into the heart of the Fire Nation. Making a stopover at the volcanic island Roku had once made his home, the team learned that the Sun Warriors, ancient firebending group, may know more about the Spirit of Fire. Located far to the northwest of the Fire Nation, the journey through these lands has revealed a concerning amount of industry focused on the production of weapons of war. After stopping off in Fire Fountain City, the team split up briefly to restock and gather rumors before making their way across the ocean once again. While Shurva and Rung caught up with a merchant and helped unload her ship in exchange for a map of the Fire Nation, Mako went searching through the town, stumbling across a soothsayer. After doing a card reading, which warned Mako of incoming danger, he caught up with Aquila, Aang, and the rest of the gang, and led them back to the shop across the way, which seemed to be adorned with familiar symbols. It turned out these symbols were related to some sort of ancient spirit connection, similar to the ancient symbols they had seen scrawled across a piece of petrified bark currently in the hands of one General Zhao. Deciding that this was a mystery best left for later, the team made their way across the ocean and attempted to locate the Sun Warrior capital. However, the land of the Sun Warriors wasn't just home to the ancient ruined civilization, but also to dragons, which the team found out while attempting to fly over a series of mountain passes during the territorial display that the dragons put on in the evening. After seeking shelter in the ruins below, the team explored the abandoned city once housing the ancient civilization of the Sun Warriors, coming across a strange mural depicting a figure surrounded by fire, blasted from 2 dragon maws. Heading into the center of the city and climbing the ziggurat, the team entered a strange stone chamber, finding it full of statues depicting some sort of bending technique. Before the team could do too much more exploration, however, they were interrupted with the arrival of the Sun Warriors. Leading them down outside the steps to where they had also captured Aang, the team learns that the Sun Warriors not only knew all about the personifications, the spirit manifestations of the 4 elements, but that this had happened before in the ancient past. We left off last session as the team were being escorted through the ruins of the Sun Warrior city, past the large ziggurat around towards the east, and to a series of houses and buildings less choked with vines. We jump back in as you all make your way following along from the steps of the Sun Warriors who had been your guides previously. With the sun rising high above, now about midday since you arrived at this location, the shadows cast across the grounds across this civilization hide some of the vines and tangled weeds. As you walk across the ground, it takes a lot of concentration and effort not to step on or trip over a lot of the undergrowth that has reclaimed this city. Before too long, however, the procession that is leading you stops outside a large building. Probably what was once some sort of meeting hall or large chamber now has been turned into a encampment, hidden away from prying eyes, where many of the Sun Warriors call home. As you are led around the back towards an area that sort of resembles almost like a market that's been turned into some sort of encampment, the woman who had been speaking to you previously gives a nod to the rest of her companions who make their way off. At this point, I'm going to say Aang is riding on Mango, just guiding Mango through the streets while the rest of you walk alongside. There's a shady spot under a large tree which Aang directs Mango to and gets Mango to sit down and lie down. Mango, exhausted after the fly that you had her do yesterday, more than happy to take another nap in the middle of the day. While Aang is doing that, you're pretty much left to yourselves for this moment. The Sun Warriors who had accompanied you dressed in these very light layered clothing, very, very I'd say almost not skimpy, but very minimal cloth covering their bodies, a lot of face paint and what looks to be almost like tattoos adorning their skin. The ones who have been accompanying with you, the soldiers, begin moving back into this large encampment, catching back up with their friends again, talking with their family, while you are kind of left behind. A few moments later, emerging from under the canopy is a woman. Much older, she looks to be probably in her 70s, maybe even 80s. It's a little bit hard to tell because the headdress that she's wearing hides her hair away, and her entire forehead and half of her face is painted bright red with these white stripes underneath bordering along the edge of her, on the edge of this sort of red painted face. As she looks up, a frown crosses her face, and she makes her way over to you, leaning on a large staff adorned with what look like scales, hanging in various places, red and blue scales.
Well. Looks like we've got some kids snooping around the old city. Did you find what you were looking for?
Not really.
I think so.
Kind of, I think. Yeah,
Maybe.
I think we did find what we were looking
Unsure.
for.
Yet to be determined.
Well, the others have told me that you seek the knowledge of the spirits, that you are the ones who are supposed to go and appease them.
That sounds about right. That's
Apparently,
kind of
yeah.
what we
That's what we've been told. Well, that's what we're doing.
I was hoping for some more conviction, some more energy from you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, no.
who wants to know?
You've also just like kidnapped us? Like,
Kidnapped you?
you've
Please.
taken us away from where we were?
Are you chained? Are you bound? Are there ropes tying your hands and feet together? Were you carried like a trussed up
Morally,
pig's-
maybe.
like
We're
a pig?
adolescents, though, so adolescent napped was probably the right word for it.
You were
Unless
invited,
it's been taken
generously
place.
I might add, to meet with me. Not all are given the same opportunity.
And
We're
who
very
might
thankful.
you be?
You may call me Zal. I am the matriarch of our tribe.
Appreciate you making your way over here for us. Are you able to help us with how we like air punching with Rung, combat by spirit?
If you're here to learn firebending, I could take you to the masters Ran and Shaw, but I don't think you're here for that.
I'm interested.
Are you sure you're ready? Only those worthy may meet the
You know
masters,
what they
or
said,
they will
don't
be
learn to.
destroyed if you are found to be lacking in character.
I definitely
Oof.
have character.
You may die in a few days, so.
Does it have to be a
after-
good character?
Fire is about destruction and life. Good and evil are simplistic terms. But yes, generally those who have not sought to harm the world with their firebending will be looked upon favourably by the masters.
With the firebending. Note the.
Yep, I haven't
Yeah.
looked to hurt anyone with my firebending.
I'll look at you like, just remembering back to the village. Not saying it out loud, just.
I didn't plan to hurt anyone.
So I
people were
wouldn't
intended to
liken
be
a
hurt.
village to the world.
We burnt down an empty barn. There's a difference.
We did.
I mean, at that
Ignoring
point,
all
at
the
that point,
bombs that we set off.
the wind took over, and that's what damaged everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just
it's not
watches
on
this
me.
conversation happen. Just happy to let you guys air your dirty laundry in front of her. Just nodding along.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
Look, I could be dead in 2 days, so what does it matter?
Ah, so you're the foolish one who made the wish.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do die in 2 days? Wait.
She walks over to you, Mako, and grabs your hands. Her skin very leathery and
Gross.
excuse me, just a quick sneeze, managed to catch it. Her skin very leathery and wrinkled as she grabs your hand and holds it, pulling you down a little bit. She's only sort of like 5'2", and as she pulls you down a little bit, you stumble and lean forwards. And as you do so, her other hand comes up, grabs your chin, and begins moving your face left and right as she begins examining you.
Signs of capillary damage around the sclera. Areas where the iris is starting to bleed out. Yes. I'd say that you've had one of the blessings of the spirits, have you not?
Sure.
That's the only thing keeping you alive right now, boy.
Cool. I really didn't need to hear that.
no,
This
thanks.
revelation was not asked for. Thank you.
Yeah.
it's what he needed to hear, though.
What, you thought you were the first one to make a stupid wish of a spirit?
Oh no. I was almost certain I wasn't.
You're far from the
like-
first. Our histories
Oh,
go
thank
back
God.
almost to the dawn of our civilization, and I can
It
tell
was
you,
bound to happen.
you're not the first. There have been others.
What other
Most-
wishes have people made?
Ah, well, I don't know all the different wishes that they've made. You see,
What's
most
the dumbest
people,
wish someone's made?
the dumbest
this one,
wish.
obviously.
Apart from this one.
Well, I have to think back through the records, but I'm pretty confident the dumbest wish I've ever heard of from the histories was someone wishing to have more wishes. You can imagine how that went.
That's pretty dumb.
So they
You
got
gotta
more
wish for
wishes?
more genies. That's how you do it.
Do you really think you'd solve this situation by wishing for more spirits? Have you
No,
learned
wish for
nothing, boy?
more- You wish for more lamps.
That's it.
No. Most people who've made wishes, unfortunately, the efforts of either those who seek to appease the spirits or the Avatar are in vain, and the person perishes. Their wish reverted.
Cool, so everything just gets undone. Cool, that's really good.
Might I ask what your wish was, boy?
Ah,
How? Like, do you want to know what happened when I wished, or like what I actually wished for?
Wouldn't they be the same thing?
Nope.
It's the first I've heard of the spirit not granting a wish specifically.
Well, it is.
Unless it was
like,
a very vague wish, but only
It was a
the
very vague
truly
wish.
foolish.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I didn't know how to make a wish, so it was very.
Truly foolish.
Look, I was younger then.
This only could have been a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I've traveled. I've seen the world. A whole new me.
what was your wish?
To undo my mistakes.
Oh boy. Right, well. And what
Can you
happened?
imagine how that went?
Yes. Well,
My father was brought back to life, and history was rewritten.
oh dear. Time ones are always the trickiest to unravel from what I've heard. Only one successfully being done in the past, and that required the strength of a fully realized avatar. We don't have one of those right now.
Fuck.
What if
Yeah.
we just had like some really cool people?
Are they gonna come later?
we should put a petition out.
You better hope so.
I'll start one.
No, I think, reflecting back, I think the most foolish wish I ever saw was someone wishing for a dynasty based on cabbages. It would last the ages, their children's children and their children's children, profiting from cabbages to the end of time.
That's a
Place
cool
must
wish,
smell
though.
like horrible fart.
I feel like that's somehow
dynasty.
not as bad as mine.
I agree, I think that's far worse. Well, the only thing left is to repay you as best we can to meet with the dragon spirit, but I warn you, this is going to be exceedingly dangerous. You will be risking your lives
So, like,
on this journey.
More so than
I
it
got-
has been?
I die either way, so honestly, I'm down.
Yes.
Yeah, but she's talking about us though. Like, we could live through this still. So she wants to make sure we
You
live.
sure about that?
I'm sure some of you will.
See, chances.
Chances?
I don't like that you said some. Not all of us win.
She just shrugs.
Mm.
Look, so
Mm.
what happens to time then if my wish gets undone? Like, what happens to time?
I'm not sure. As I said, time wishes are the worst, the most complicated. There's not much on them. The only notes that I have are from my great-great-grandmother, and they are sparse at best. I would say, though, looking through them, that those who wish to change history or change the past often find, when the wish is undone, that the past is undone. But we can't know this for sure, because anyone who made a wish about time involving themselves who died undid themselves.
So, you guys will probably go back to being wanted criminals.
Wait, no, we were.
Yes. You...
Yeah. We were.
Hang on a minute.
Okay. All right. So let's not bring that past back. But
And
let's
I
solve
think
the
you'd
plot
go
here.
back to just being a person who attempted to murder someone but failed.
Well, it depends how far back. 'Cause it could just be that I'm a seer.
So
True.
it would be
It's murder in the mind.
4 weeks, Aquila. You had been working for Yavu for months.
I hadn't. Oh, no, I don't think it was that long.
You had. We discussed this. It had been going on for months.
It's on your CV. Look right here.
Yeah. I've just pulled open your LinkedIn. It says Yavu's bitch 2014. So, I mean, it's not looking good for you. And if you look at the tattoo on your, just above your butthole, it does say Yavu was here 2014 as well. I mean,
Hey, You told me. You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Well, I think it's best that we get you inside. We prepare you as best we can. Do you have many provisions?
Some.
Shurva?
Some we can restock you. We can.
Shurva, what are we looking like?
We had a tent.
We had a tent.
You had a tent.
We did have a tent, yes.
I'm sure we can
Don't
spare
have a
some
tent anymore.
canvas for you to set up some sort of lean-to. That shouldn't be a problem. We can organise that. That shouldn't be a problem at all. I'll get the boys onto it in a moment.
How far away is the spirit dragon here? Like last time we had the air temple, it was pretty much like right next door.
Yeah, like it
Is
actually
this,
came
like-
to us.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
The other
you're
one
not
was
going to
on
have
ground,
to.
but
You're not
the-
going to have to go very far. So I'd say it's half a day's walk. So if you're flying on the back of that large sky bison, probably a fair bit less than that. Maybe an hour or two.
Don't call
I
her
thought.
large. She'll get a complex.
She looks over at the bison, looks back and goes,
That's young.
That normal-sized sky bison.
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful.
On the smallish side, you might say.
I'm
Yeah.
just we only normally see them from a distance when airbenders fly above on their way to the Western Air Temple.
Use words like rotund is okay.
Oh wait.
Eh,
What happened to the guiding... Wait, what happened to the guiding wind if we turn back time?
"You don't know."
Don't know.
Good question though.
Well,
better
Now-
question is, how do airbenders just fly over without any drag and interference?
They do it during the day.
Do you ask that question?
Yeah.
well, the airbenders we see mostly don't fly at night. They tend to fly during the day.
Oh, okay, so we're just stupid.
Did you fly during the night?
No.
Well, then you're not stupid.
That's a lie.
If you made no efforts to fly during the night while the dragons are active, you should no harm will come to you.
Good point.
Just-
Gotcha.
They can be quite territorial. Even during the day, they can be quite territorial. So it's best to avoid any mountains that they've claimed their homes.
How can you tell
How do you know if they
which
came
mountains
out?
they've claimed?
It's that one there, and that one there, and that one there.
We normally avoid the tops
Probably
of the
one of the
mountains.
I'm
Just
pointing
tops
at
of
all the
all
mountains.
mountains.
Yep.
Well, since the Fire Nation began hunting dragons, they've become rather aggressive. So yes, it is a real shame. It is a tragedy.
Darth Plague.
Okay.
Fire Lord
Avoid all
Sozin has
mountains.
much to answer for.
He won't, though.
Well, last thing we need
I'm
to
just
do is
wondering-
go through what you need to know about the dragon spirit of fire, and we also need to discuss one other thing. If you tell anyone about us,
And she lowers her staff down so the scales are pointing at you.
we'll kill you all.
Sounds like a
Fair.
party.
That's fair.
Yeah. We've hidden here for a
Actually,
long
pretty
time.
common theme.
She laughs a little bit as you just take this in your stride with no sense of fear, and Lars goes,
I'm mostly kidding, but seriously, don't tell anyone.
Go, yeah.
we've
It's
hidden
not
here
hard
for...
to find, to be fair.
Sealed.
what do you mean?
Want to fight with
We
that.
literally
What do you
just-
mean? Hang on, what do you
we
mean?
arrived here,
We kind of
went into
stumbled
like the
upon
biggest temple there was, and we found you.
Yes, the scout said that you walked right into the inner sanctum.
you. Yeah.
I think we need
Just
to put a
kind of
larger
stumbled in.
door at the front of that inner sanctum so
Yeah,
we can stop
they
people
put a
coming in.
door, or like make it actually look like it's overgrown, so that like it doesn't stand out as much.
It's the room where
Yeah,
we
we'll
keep
get
our
big
sunstone.
gems.
What? We need to put a door at the front so people can't just wander in and look at these statues.
Yeah.
We'll work on that immediately.
Also, the brazier's not really a light. Does that have to be more light? The
Does
big
it- yeah, does that
brazier
need
on
more
the top,
fire?
or- Yeah, it
The
looks
one
like
at the
it was
top of the
very
ziggurat.
well
No,
built.
we've stopped keeping that. We don't look after that one anymore. It's too obvious. It was a beacon at night.
Yeah.
And with the dragons getting more aggressive, we
That
had one or
explains why
two
there's so little
incidents.
oil. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
where
the
they-
fact that you
Yeah.
just have a big ass temple is kind of a beacon in its own, isn't
Yeah.
it?
we don't use the large temple anymore. We only use it to
Why
No,
house
but it
some of
kind of
the...
just spotlights where you are.
And it's like so well kept. Like there's no vines growing up it or anything.
But they think
Hmm.
that they've gone. So this is just an abandoned city right now to their Scott. So I can see where they're
Yeah,
at.
but you
right
can
now.
tell it's not abandoned because it's like
It's still viney.
It was maintained.
some of it looks kind of abandoned, but a lot of it still looks like people are here. That's how we found it so easy.
Yeah, to be
I mean,
fair,
we're a
the
bunch of
fact-
kids,
The fact
and
that a
we
bunch of
found-
teenagers were able to
Yeah.
find our super secret hidden civilization does concern me somewhat. I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that information and advice on board.
It's good.
Also wondering, are you good at like ancient texts of the petrified sort of manner, perhaps?
What do you mean? Be more specific.
I pull it like the tablet we got from like the the fraction of the big tablet.
What do you pull out?
The fraction of the tablet from the
The chunk of stone that once was a tablet. Yeah.
I don't think there's any writing on it, actually.
A few tiny scratches. Yes, you pull out this tiny little chunk of rock that once was covered in these intricate glyphs, and you hold it up to her.
It was that tiny. I wasn't sure if there was much on there. I'm like, ran into some radicals, definitely not the word I'm looking for. Radicalized is actually the word I'm looking for, yeah. Radicalized air nomads, and just show what the glyphs are on there. Like, do you know anything about a Yavu or any of these scratches?
There's an instant reaction. As soon as you say Yavu, she takes a step back. The hand that was reaching to take the section of stone tablet off you, pulling away, almost recoiling, as she looks down, her eyes wide.
Where did you learn that name?
Yeah, Aquila, where did we learn that name?
Yeah, Aquila.
It was on a tablet.
That is kind of a lie. I will get you to trick an NPC, Andrew, because that is kind of a lie. You, at no point have you ever identified any writing that translates to the name.
No, we did, because we talked to them about it, and they had the big spirally shadow creature coming out of it.
We didn't know it said Yavu, though.
Yeah, there's no writing that says Yavu. You kind of
never said Yavu.
You've made a decision that must be Yavu, but it's also technically not where you learned about Yavu.
I will take it.
Absolute success. Yeah, I mean, on a tablet, she like shakes her head and goes, I wonder if this was maybe this. Obviously, there's a fragment of a larger piece. Was this right? Well,
it was big.
Yavu is a dark spirit. A very dark spirit. Part of...
Some might say evil.
Some might say evil. It's hard to ascertain... It is hard to prescribe the ideas of good and evil onto spirits. Their lives, their morality is different to our own. But yes, for all intents and purposes, Yavu's pretty evil.
What do you think about someone who would align themselves with that kind of spirit?
If we found such a person in our ranks, we would put them to dragonfire.
Ooh.
That sounds cool. What's that?
Interesting.
They get burned alive by a dragon.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a cool way to go, though.
Cool. It is a cool way to go. You got to admit that. It's better than our bears back home. I mean, it's kind of cool, but not as cool as dragonfire.
Yes. Yavu is a dark spirit. Part of a... There are two pieces, Yavu and Uva. They together govern the flow of time. If you have disrupted time with your wish, then no doubt you have broken a balance, giving Yavu the upper hand.
So like the two sides of the same coin?
Two sides of the same coin. Together, because there are two worlds, the spirit wilds and our own, time flows differently in each. I'm sure you've all heard the stories. Those who travel to the spirit wilds experience time differently.
Did we...
We've been there.
Did we experience time differently, or was it?
Yes,
pretty
you
much
did. Yeah. It felt like much longer in the spirit wilds. When you came back, it had only been, I think, a minute, and you'd been there for a good few hours.
Yeah. We even bring that
definitely.
up.
You're definitely aware that time flows differently.
I mean, I think we just brought up just then that we've been.
That was us asking the DM though.
Yeah.
I brought it up. I said, "Oh yeah, we've been there."
Yes. Well, Uva governs the flow of time in our world. Yavu, the flow of time in the spirit world. If the spirits, the primordial spirits, fire, water, earth, and air, have been brought through into ours, then they are the last check to keep Yavu in check. They are the last stop to prevent Yavu from causing havoc.
So we need to get them back into the spirit world?
Which is what you've been doing if you've been traveling around appeasing each of the spirits, and each of you have become a host for a fragment of their power.
What if Yavu was, like, let's say, put into a clay pot?
That would be temporary at best. Even the most skilled
And then what if,
spirit
like,
bender.
we heard the clay pot break?
Well, that would make perfect sense. You, no matter how skilled you are at spirit bending, no container can hold Yavu for long. Only when bound to Uva can he be.
Well,
Where do we
let's hope-
find Uva?
Let's hope that nothing happened then.
What is Uva like? Is Uva nice?
Uva is much like Yavu, a reflection of Yavu, in a way.
But a nicer version?
Well, it's hard to prescribe an idea of niceness onto spirits, but Uva's purpose is to keep Yavu contained and to keep the flow of time running in our world. Yavu's purpose is to keep Uva contained and the flow of time running in the spirit wilds.
Does Uva thirst for blood?
I've never had Uvu Java.
Blood can be a powerful fuel, a powerful food source to spirits. Blood is a symbol of life in some ways, a symbol of your essence. All spirits can benefit, can draw power from blood. All can. Most just choose not to, from what I understand.
So I could have just been giving them my blood.
Well, if you think about what she just said.
Yeah, no, they would have got more powerful and like just murder them. Yeah.
Well, I understand that my protege had a bit of a chat to you before on your way here and potentially gave you some erroneous information. I just want to make sure that she gave you the correct information, you got it right from the source. You know that each of the spirits doesn't just represent the elements, but also an aspect of truth, an aspect of yourselves, in a way. And just as they personify the element, they personify the parts of each of the nations, the strengths and weaknesses of each of the nations in turn. I understand that you would have used your balance, used your understanding of push and pull to help appease the fox spirit. You would have used resilience, stubbornness, and strength to help appease the badger mole. And you would have used creativity, speed to help appease the sky bison.
And music.
Bree, what's your creativity?
Music.
Just out of curiosity.
0.
Okay, so the least creative people.
Hey, you guys made these choices, not me. You guys chose this.
I can play a bowl.
That's right, you can
Sometimes
play
not being
a
creative
Tibetan
is
singing bowl.
creative.
Sometimes not being creative is creative. Put
Yep.
that on a t-shirt.
Well, young man,
And she looks towards you, Mako.
you're a firebender. I can tell by your lack of calluses and soft demeanor.
Thank you.
I mean, he's also just a softie.
What
Just
does the
warning,
Fire
sir.
Nation embody? What does the element of fire embody?
Passion and power.
Do you actually? I imagine Shurva would whisper that after a few seconds,
Yeah.
and Marco kind of standing
Yeah.
and doing
Yeah, I
nothing.
feel like harmony.
Do you say? Did you say
Passion
harmony?
and
I-
power.
I say harmony
passion
because
and
I'm trying
power.
to.
Many
No,
times
because I'm
like this.
trying to move toward. She said firebending. I'm
Yeah.
moving
Passion.
towards my firebending towards the harmony.
She pauses for a second, cocks her head and gives you an appraising look before looking to Shurva and nodding and then looking back towards you, Mako.
Very wise for
Fire
one so
Nation.
young. And not.
Fire nation, passion. Me,
Mm.
firebending, harmony.
The Fire Nation has corrupted firebending, fueling it with anger and rage. But true firebending at its source. Fire is life, not just destruction. It's a shame that your kin have forgotten that lesson. Unfortunately, much as the element is a reflection of the people are a reflection of the element, so too is the spirit a reflection. And unfortunately, our numbers are small. Once, the dragon spirit of fire was a reflection of how we see fire, how we believed fire to be. But we are a small, dwindling people, hiding at the fringes of what was a massive empire.
Again, not hiding well.
Yeah, alright, noted.
Look, it's the first time this has happened to them in a while. They're learning, okay?
Alright, noted, alright?
Last time anyone's cared to look.
No, there have been others, thank you very much. A group
Did
of
they stumble
explorers.
across you this easily too?
Well, they ran into the traps at the edge of the city. You just flew over the top of them.
We gotta
They
give
sounded
ourselves props. I
unprepared.
think we're just really good finder people. Give ourselves
Yes,
a pat on the
Rung.
back.
Yeah.
I give,
really
I give
good
Rung a high
finders.
five. I give Rung a high
Yes.
five. Yeah.
Sucked up.
To be fair, most of our traps were not designed for air nomads and sky bison. They've never shown any interest here before. We assumed that we didn't need to compensate for the... Never mind, we're getting off topic. The dragon spirit of fire will be a reflection of how the element of fire and the nation of fire is today. And you are correct, as she looks towards you, Shurva. Passion. Unfortunately, that of a twisted nature. I would describe it as anger, rage. It can be signs of passion.
I
But
heard that
yes.
if we get a donkey close by, it's passion.
What's a donkey?
No, there'll be passion.
It's Avatar, isn't it, donkeys?
What's a donkey? What's a
Donkey horse. Just put them back together.
That's just a mule.
What's a mule?
Just put it back together. Just make the whole thing again.
No. That's not how donkeys or horses work, mate. No, you don't. They're not.
Put it
They
back
weren't
together.
one. Fuck me. Very, very good Shrek reference, Bree. Well done.
Yes.
See, I get praised when I make the bad jokes.
Yeah, this is
What is
bullshit.
this?
I made a Shrek
That counts.
Only because I don't
bad.
want you to make it again. This is the second time you've attempted to make this joke. Last session you did as well, and I didn't
This is
acknowledge
really
it.
counts as-
So I wonder
it
if
wasn't
maybe.
me last session.
It was me last session.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
there you go.
Yeah, it
just
was
steal
dickhead over
Archie's jokes, wait a session after I've ignored him, and then make him again, and I'll just. That's all you have to do.
You pay more attention to me because I don't call you dad.
It's true.
D.
Yeah, I call him.
It's
I
not
don't
yet.
call him dad either.
We don't call him dad.
Please, no.
Bree is the
Well-
favorite daughter. I'm the only daughter.
Hey.
I don't know. Archie's
Hey,
pretty.
rude.
Archie's pretty.
Yeah.
Not quite
And
as pretty
Ali.
as you, but he's pretty. He's doing his best.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Yes, which means that the spirit you'll be facing is the embodiment of what the Fire Nation's heart has become. Twisted, corrupted, turned into malice.
They're just very bad at understanding words, okay? I said something and they took it off completely different rails.
Good luck. You're going to need to be quick. You're going to need to be, in a way, I would describe brutal. You're not going to be able to give it an opening to strike back. You're going to need to work as a team, and the only way to calm this spirit is to defeat it. Yes, warrior.
This is to the DM.
Hello.
Do we get a level up between now and then?
Has one been offered?
I think we get. One
I'm
more.
just thinking a moment of balance may be required to be
May come in
unlocked.
handy.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Because I am a benevolent DM, I am going to tell you right now that there are other opportunities that you may want to keep that moment of balance for.
Good
'Cause
thing
you-
we can unlock too.
You will
Good
definitely.
thing I can't even use them.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever been like at balance, so I'm like, oh.
Okay, I tell you what. If we went through the questions now, do you think you guys would have earned a level
Nope.
up since the last one?
Nope.
When was the last
Wait,
one?
when was the last one?
After the Badgermore Spirit of Earth?
No, then God, no.
Nah. All I've done is
I
like
don't
get
remember what the
coated in
questions
sesame oil.
So you need to have
I
helped
don't
a
think-
community or
Andrew, I
solved
don't think
a
we've
problem.
talked to a community since then.
Yeah, you guys have
I
avoided
got
all
high
people.
with the community. That's
you
all I
then
did.
you then arrived in a town,
I helped
breathed
a
in
little
volcanic
old lady.
smoke. Is one woman a community? I would argue probably.
Well,
not.
maybe.
I would say her and
Maybe
her
she's the
traveling
heart of the
merchants
community.
had their own community.
That's
she
true.
could be the community hub.
No,
Cultural hub of the
unfortunately, the cultural hub of the Oasis. Unfortunately, with the way we're doing the level ups, which is more like a milestone from D&D, unfortunately, not yet.
We actually get 2 level ups.
But
We don't need it. We're strong enough.
if you were to say, I don't know, appease a rampaging spirit of fire,
Yeah, I figured that would be what the next one would be.
that might
Doesn't hurt to ask.
it doesn't hurt to ask. Exactly right. Brandon loses all his levels.
Unless it's
for
Archie asking.
No, unless it's Archie, then I would have subtracted all of the levels from Brandon. Unfortunately,
It is funny to note that every time someone else has asked for a level up, you've been like, no, fuck you. When I ask, you're like,
I may have had some
Not
feedback.
yet.
I may have had some feedback that sometimes, and I think this is a general thing. I think the Australian humor, we tend to be a bit more brutal with our friends than other nations tend to be.
Yes, 100%.
There's been more than one occasion where people have been like, "Wow,
Yeah.
you're so rough on the players." I'm like, "Am I?" Like, yeah, you call them all sorts of names. You tell them to fuck off. I'm like, "Oh, that's what you say to your friends here. Like, that's how Australia works." Like,
Wait,
yeah.
is that a
A
derail?
mate of mine, like I worked with, he moved from America to here, and then when we're dropping the C bomb all the time, he's just like, "What, guys?" And then he got caught onto it, and he was dropping C bombs everywhere, and we were just
we
like,
don't think we're the only ones who banter. We don't think we're the only ones who banter. But I do think as a nation generally, I think we probably take it maybe
Too
across
far.
a line. Yeah, I think sometimes we tiptoe across that line.
There
maybe
is a
bit
line
more.
and we cross it.
We call it taking the piss, and it's endearing.
It is. So unfortunately, not quite yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Alrighty. As Zal nods and goes, "You're going to need to be quick, decisive, and strike hard and fast before it has a chance to strike back, because any counterattack will be devastating. Fire will rain down from its maw. Its tail can whip around, and its wings can create gusts of wind." So you're going to have to be quick. Yes, young firebender.
What should I be doing? Because I mean, like fire's not going to really work against it, is it?
Fire will work against it, of course.
Oh, it is. It's not just immune to like it's not resistant or like it's just.
Was the Badger Mole Spirit of Earth resistant to stone?
Well, we didn't really hit it with stone.
Shakes her head a little bit. What about the Sky Bison Spirit? Was it resistant to air?
We just
I
played
think so,
music.
actually.
You just played it music, yeah. You didn't even
I
try.
think it might have been.
You didn't even try. No, it was an just let it go. Well, no, it's not.
I
immune
definitely
to
hit
fire.
the ice spirit with fire, and that pissed it off.
Yeah, I can imagine that would have pissed it off. Yes.
But I don't think we hit it with water, so like
Yeah,
we have no
fire.
basis.
Fire's super effective against ice, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
fire is super effective against ice.
Yes. Well, no, you can use your firebending, young man. Of course you can. But I think if you can disrupt its physical form with something heavy, something solid, I think that will be the easiest way to go forwards. You're going to need someone who
We
can.
throw Rung at it.
We throw mango at it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but no, bro. I mean, I am pretty solid. I'm getting fat, but I've got rocks.
Yes,
For brains.
Earthbender. As she looks you up and down. Yeah.
What? Gave it away. It's the sleeves of shirt. It's always the sleeveless shirt.
How good are you? You any good?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'd say like 9 out of 10. Maybe an 8 out of 10.
9.
The weekday. I'm pretty good.
Perfect. Well, while your friends
Yeah, you
risk their
Wheaties.
lives flying above, you can blast some shards of earth at it, some stone spikes or things like that. I think you've got a 20% chance of making it through this.
All I need. 20%.
Have you ever made spikes before?
Yes. Can't believe you never noticed me making spike rocks. Very simple, easy thing to do for an earthbender, by the way.
Can you try
I'll show
it
you. Yeah, of course I can. And I just like stamp my foot to like make spikes rise up from the ground in a spot no one's standing.
now? I hope these are pebbles.
Please make him roll skills and training.
Absolutely, of course he is. What do you mean? Of course he is.
this the thing
I
you
really
do.
hope it's like a 2.
Damn it.
I just want to be like dust comes out of the floor and that's it.
Let's have a look. Skills and training. 11, absolute success. Rung.
You
Even
wasted
though-
your 11.
I would say that maybe you've created stalactites and stalagmite-like structures to help prop up mine shafts when you've been digging for coal. It's been important to be able to create solid structures of stone that are strong at the bottom and able to absorb some of the force of a collapsing mine shaft. Yeah. You reach down to the ground, the cobblestone city streets. You pull down and then pull up. And as you do so, the cobblestone shatters into pieces and you lift up from the earth. In the middle of this encampment, a stone spike, roughly about 1 meter tall and probably about 40-50 centimeters wide.
Just
So
doing
you know
hand
how we
motions.
want
Did you have to do
Talking
that
about
here?
Aquila.
This is... Our
This is
city's
really
ruined enough.
ridiculous.
Stone?
What was that?
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
This is really going to keep them hidden.
I'll try and stamp it back down.
Yeah, as you do it, it goes gung, 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 until there's just the fragments of cobblestone sort of sitting on top and a hole in the road.
Really?
Sorry. I'll leave your city soon.
We're your hope.
Not mine. Well, come in, grab a
Has
bite
that
to eat.
20% chance gotten bigger or smaller from that display?
Oh, I'd say bigger.
Okay, good.
21.
Yeah. 0.5. Well, come in,
Alright,
have a bite
that's
to eat,
promising.
and then I'll send you on your way. Good luck. Of course, if you had any other questions about the spirits that you've been appeasing, about the past, what's happened and come before, feel free to ask me. But otherwise, you've learned all you need to know now. There's no point me wasting my
I have a
time on some people
question.
who are about to die. Oh, yes?
That you might be able to help me with.
I'll give it a
regarding
go.
Fire. Salt is not flammable, correct?
Salt is not flammable, correct.
So if salt armor not burn,
Salt armor, and she begins talking really slow and pats you on the shoulder. Salt armor burn not.
But if salt's fine enough, it burns like flour. So, take that as you will.
Technically, Brandon,
Don't-
it has to be in an aerosol as well. It can't just be a pile of very fine salt. It has to be, I believe it has to be scattered through the air, because it's not the salt kind of providing the combustion.
the
It's
oxygen's
just,
the,
yeah,
yeah.
the oxygen's the fuel.
That's my one caveat. It's like, could technically? I don't know. I don't know.
People have
myths.
come here before, right? How do we use our abilities that we got?
What do you mean, how do you use them?
Like, is there a way I can, like, train to make this better?
Yes, there is.
Lightning?
It's an ancient art that has been practiced by benders from all four nations for
Please
a
don't
very
tell me
long
it's called
time.
training. Don't call it
It's
training.
called practice.
No. No!
How do you get good at anything, young man?
I
All
just
you
get
young
good at
people
it.
just want to click your fingers and be able to do shit.
Yeah,
That's not how it
I-
works.
But I am. I've done it before.
Do it again.
Well,
Just wave your hands, nothing happens.
yeah,
Practice,
yeah.
train, hard work, discipline. Take you a lifetime to get a master of these abilities.
I've mastered sleeping.
I have so many, I haven't mastered any.
Exactly. You've got loads of time.
Maybe.
I can master.
2
I can
days.
master them all.
Yeah, I got 2 days until I die.
Well, unless you
Or-
succeed.
Or go back in time.
79% chance you won't, but hey, let's look at the
Oh,
bright side.
I wish to go back in time so I can remaster.
If we go back in time, do we keep our memories?
You don't know. You have no
We
idea.
kept our memories of the previous timeline in this
When we
time
went-
skip, so you would think that we would keep all our memories if we go
Yes.
back.
So
We would
from
just
off-
kind of wake up wherever the time skip
Wake
leaves us.
But would,
So if
or
I-
would
if I
we
go
just
back-
go back, or just go back to now? But
We'd
with
probably
whatever
stay-
We'd probably go back to where the wish
between
was.
Then. But last
Depends on
time
how
when
you
we
worded
got
the
where we were
wish
before,
and how
there's
not
history.
vague you are.
Oh, so we're
Brandon,
there.
give Brandon, say that again. That was
Well, what happened last time is like the wish happened, and then we turned up in a spot, and there was an entire life that we didn't remember that we happened then. So, if theoretically, if we were to fix all
We
this,
might wake up in jail.
it may just be where we would have ended up in that timeline to this very point
However-
in time. So, like, we're like two timelines running along each other, and we just swapped
Yeah.
to the other one at the same
But
point.
if someone made a more precise wish and didn't just wish for their mistakes to be undone, and actually wished to go back in time, it might be a different course of action.
To a specific point.
But
Yeah.
that wasn't the wish that was made.
That's not the wish that was made.
I just finished
He's
watching.
talking about
August
trying to make
13th
another
episode of
wish.
Doctor Who, so I feel like
Another
I'm pretty
wish.
much like a giga brain on time now.
Who
I
would
just watched
suggest-
Loki,
because
same
that's-
deal.
that's where you get like real science information from about like causality and time is Doctor Who. A show
Honestly, though,
that has
yes.
retconned itself more than any other science fiction show.
Up until like
I
PrettiPixel,
know, that,
yes.
that Blink episode, that was pretty much spot on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. I
Just
really
watch
enjoyed that
Loki and you'll understand timelines.
No, that's too much.
too. I do like
Or just
Loki
think
too.
about it for
Loki is
more
good.
than 2 seconds, and your brain will explode.
What, did you have any other questions?
Feeling good.
Great.
Wait, how did you catch the
Don't want any questions wrinkling that smooth brain of yours. She pats you on the
Wait.
hand, Rung. No, she doesn't say that. Sorry. She doesn't say that. That's too
Dude, the
mean.
smoother the better.
What was that? Sorry, Andrew. Why am I acknowledging this?
Yeah, heard it. That's all
I didn't mean to acknowledge it. It's too late.
When I grabbed
Hello.
the fish, did I have blue flames in my hand? I'm just trying to remember.
Yes, you did.
Because that's the, like, I'm just trying to remember the reason of how I grabbed it. So that's, yeah, cool.
You were bending at the time.
Yes.
Bending over to pick it up.
So,
Yeah, he was.
if none of you have any further questions, or if you think of any in the next little bit, let me know. But for the next sort of 20, 30 minutes, you are invited inside to a long table. A number of foods are laid out. Mostly it looks like vegetables. There's a number of what look to be like spiced bean and corn dishes, a number of flatbreads, as well as some dark brown squares. Very, very dark, almost black squares of this
Chocolate.
fucking just let me describe it as it was, please.
Maybe it's not
Um,
chocolate.
As it
It's
is,
dragon.
it is, yeah. It's Mayan chocolate or Aztec chocolate, which is like the very dark, like brittle
The
chocolate.
good stuff.
Yeah, not as sweet, nowhere near as sweet, much more bitter. But after the meal, a very nice accompaniment and finish to the meal. The rest of the Sun Warriors seem to give you a lot of looks and glances. A number of the warriors spend a lot of time kind of sizing the lot of you up. A number of the kids who are a bit curious sort of laugh and play a little bit close, getting closer and closer until they sort of like ruffle Al's like long robes, which I've never seen before, run up to Mango and then run away laughing. But for the most part, you're not really engaged with too much.
They touch the butt.
What was that, sorry?
They touch the butt. And
They
then
do
run
touch.
away,
They do
like in
touch the
Nemo.
butt. They do touch the
Excuse
butt
me,
and run
Dad.
away. Yes, Archie.
Can I like try and like entertain the kids? Like,
Stop
Sure.
it, creepy.
No, with my water.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
What do you do?
Like just like water tricks. with
What
the
sort of
bending.
describe to me? Entertain me. I'm here.
Silly
Like-
rabbit
like-
tricks are for
like-
kids.
Like throwing the
Made out of
water,
water.
like throwing water around and like doing like shitty juggling with the water.
Yeah, of course you
You
can.
do-
Can
Really
you roll me?
cool. Really
Like
cool.
a skipping rope out of water.
Can you-
It would be really cool to them though, because they've never really seen waterbending before. So even though you're saying like shitty juggling tricks, like it's
I just don't know how to
legitimately
explain it.
amazing to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me push your luck because I mean you'd be far better off using ice for these purposes and turning it into ice to juggle, but that's okay. You're going to try and juggle spheres of water.
9.
9. That is a success. As you go through juggling these balls of water and then catching them again, yeah, very soon you become the center of attention. Children laughing, clapping, some of them picking up rocks. A few of the younger ones, I shouldn't say young ones. A few of the younger teenagers attempt to firebend to juggle little balls of fire to try and emulate you. One of them setting a plate of corn on fire,
I put
which
it out.
then has to be. Oh, you put it out. Yeah, you immediately put it out. And then and then the parents sort of like drag their child away. But Mom, I was just trying to do what the man was doing. It's like, "No, not with fire." They drag him off, and yeah.
Does
it gets a
anyone
bit
call
of a-
me cool?
Do you know what? Let's leave this to chat. If anyone other than Archie types in the word "cool" in chat, then yes, children do. There is at least a few people who refer to.
Please, I'm
Aquila
begging
as-
you. Give me this. Delay.
We've got a nah.
Delay.
we've got one nah.
I'm just picturing like the emperor from like what he calls what's that movie?
Andrew doesn't
Gladiator,
count.
Just the thumbs down.
It's looking like a lot of nahs. It sounds like it's been decided. Sorry. I'll leave it. They think it's cold, not cool. There you go.
I'll take it.
You take it. There's no people like, whoa, kind of okay, as they watch you do this.
It's the best I've ever gotten.
You peaked. That's it. Yeah. Over the next little bit, you enjoy a bit of food, a bit of drink. You are presented with some supplies, which are packed up in the saddlebags. Takes a bit of time to make sure Mango's fed. There's plenty of corn, so I was able to feed Mango. Actually, I should say it's technically maize rather than corn. Let's try and get this like Mesoamerican theme going as hard as we can. And over the next half hour, you take a bit of a moment to relax and rest. Because you are in good company, you're getting good food, and you are being looked after. If you had any fatigue, you may clear up to 2 fatigue, if any of you have any fatigue left to clear. Yes, Mako.
What about conditions?
You may clear 1 condition or 2 fatigue.
What condition do you have?
Insecure and troubled.
I've had insecure
That makes sense for
for
you.
so long.
Yeah, I'm.
Also makes sense for you.
Except those conditions.
What's
You can clear
insecure
every condition but
technical
those
action?
conditions.
No.
No, that's fine. You can. Perfect. Alrighty.
Question.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Are
Hello.
we like staying the night?
No, it's up to you. I mean, the lady had offered you guys lunch and a bit of a break and some supplies, and then basically they were going to send you on your way to go and face the fire spirit.
So
You could
we
ask.
have like
Range
no
ranges,
prep time at all,
range.
kind of thing.
We
You got half an
just-
hour. You could spend an hour or two getting. That's just how long lunch goes for. Is half an hour. You could
we
spend a bit
don't
of time
have
getting ready.
time to prep.
Yeah, 2 days.
We're gonna learn a whole new fire. I'm gonna learn a whole new firebending technique.
Get started.
True.
Like, are we staying here and doing some
know what,
like
actually-
training and stuff like that, or are we just going straight off to the
I-
dragon?
You guys
I would
can
assume
ask for
straight
some
off.
training. Of course you can.
Can
At the moment,
I-
you haven't talked about that.
Ask the lady
Yeah.
about Shurva's ability.
Shut
Yes.
up.
I would no. I'm just gonna be like, what would
Oh.
happen? Has it ever happened
Actually, a
before?
long whip.
What do you say?
It's a
How do you
long
ask
whip.
it?
I would. Has a spirit ever blessed a normal,
Peasant.
non-bender
I
before?
thought you were about to say a
Muggle.
normie. Normie.
So I don't want Shurva to feel left out.
Yes, they have.
No, you're not special.
How would they go about using that, or trying to?
Practice.
No, but like how they find out that they've got it, like because you can't just find out.
Well, normally people who know they've been blessed by one of the 4 elemental spirits have a bit of a hint that maybe something's a bit different, and often it will express itself in moments of high stress or in moments of high activity or high action. It really
So
depends on the bending
So
power.
I just
that
got to
was-
stress Shurva out enough that she
Well,
might
it
activate
depends. It depends on the bending. It depends on the bending power. If one was to receive the blessing of water, in a moment of change, in a moment of flexibility, they might demonstrate some of this. If it was the spirit of air, in a moment of high velocity, when they're moving very quickly in a high speed environment, they might suddenly display some affinity for air. Fire in a moment of high aggression, and earth maybe in a moment of stubbornness or trying to protect others.
Done all of those. Interesting. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Shurva, he's not being quiet about this, from the sounds of it. It's just at the table. So, like, you hear this conversation.
Yeah. Keep my mouth shut.
She looks over towards you, Shurva, and goes,
Have you, which spirit have you noticed an affinity for?
Well, I've done all of those so far, so I don't know.
Which spirit have you taken the most active role in helping to appease?
She looks at you, Shurva.
The airbending spirit.
And have you found yourself in any moments finding an affinity for air, or maybe?
Al thinks he saw something when I was training with the fans at
Fans are a traditional airbending.
Yoshi
Island.
Island.
Yeah. Fans are a traditional airbending implement. Long in the past, they were used by by air warriors, from what we remember. Monks trained in the art of combat.
But like, okay, never bent before, obviously.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to learn how to use any of this? Like, you grow up and you kind of just start shooting fire out of your fingers, and you're like, oh, I'm a firebender.
Don't you dare say practice.
Like, who do I go to? Who do I train from? Because this isn't exactly like a normal thing. Like, firebenders, they, like, little kids accidentally set their curtains on fire, so they get sent to a master to learn.
Yep.
Monks, same kind of thing with the airbenders. They go find a monk and they learn. Like, who's meant to teach someone who isn't supposed to be a bender?
Who says you're not supposed to be a bender?
Look.
Uno reverse.
Here's the
It's been 17 years of my life not being a bender, training with weapons. Like, I'm either a very, very late bloomer who's in the wrong nation, or this was never meant to happen.
Or maybe this was meant to happen. Maybe all of this was meant to happen. And it was just waiting for you to be in the right mindset, the right place to receive this gift. Well, let's think it through. You've displayed an affinity before. What were you doing at the time?
I was sparring with one of the Kyoshi warriors.
With the fans?
No, this was before the fans. This was before I started using fans.
That was just a brawl.
It was just typical sparring match with one of the Kyoshi warriors.
Well,
hand-to-hand combat.
Seems like in a moment of high stress, it manifested itself.
Wouldn't call it high stress.
So I'm just going to
Pretty
stress
easy.
her out.
You stress me out enough on the daily.
Well, one way to learn.
And she just said that high stress might not work for airbending.
Well, we've got to tick it off the list.
Why don't you try and utilize some of the strengths of airbenders? What are airbenders particularly good at? I'll put
Gaslighting.
As you say that, Al just like freezes and slowly lowers his hand and goes like, oh.
You expect, my dude. I've tried meditating with Al.
How'd that go?
Not great.
Do you reckon that's a strength of the airbenders, meditating, or is that just something they do?
I don't know. They all seem to do it a lot, so it seems to be like their thing. Like finding inner peace and then using that to harmonize with the world and their element.
Al starts putting his hand up and going, pick me, pick me. She sighs and looks over.
Yes, airbender? You already know the answer. Go on.
We're really light on our feet and really good at like evading. She nods.
I don't know if that's true. I threw a frying pan at one and it hit him.
That was an incredible shot. She looks towards you, Shurva, she goes,
In combat, you're a trained warrior, correct?
Yes.
Do you do much evading, or do you mostly tend to be taking the front line, or maybe defending your friends?
I definitely take more of a defending frontlining role.
Maybe try mixing it up a little. If you want to call upon this blessing of air, maybe you need to act a bit more like an airbender in combat. Be maneuverable.
Alright, Aquila,
strike
you
quickly.
and your salt armor are our frontline now. Good luck.
Woo!
Well, were there any other questions?
Are we gonna like leave straight away, guys? Or are we like gonna like stick around and try to like prepare?
I'm happy to stick around and prepare.
But how much time do we really have to
Because if we've got
We
like a
have 2
day,
days.
if we're gonna stay a day, I might train.
We have an old bending arena at the back where we used to play Fireball.
Yes. Yes. I'm in.
I'm down for Fireball. Can I use
No,
rock?
that spot
We're
was
not even
out.
playing Fireball.
That
We're
spot
gonna
was
be
outlawed years
practicing our
ago.
bending.
All the horrific
Oh,
deaths.
Flager! I'll take you all on. Let's go.
Yeah, that spot was outlawed due to the sheer number of casualties. Rich, you're welcome to use the old arena. You managed to clear out some of the vines, of course.
Is there someone that would be willing to
Heck yeah.
help me try to harmonize?
I can send my niece.
That would be much appreciated.
Anza! Anza! She calls out from the corner. Wow, that went a bit harsh at the end there. Sorry. Just become my grandma.
Are any of your
Like a
warriors firebenders?
Yeah, of course they are. We're the Sun Warriors. Most of us are
Like
firebenders.
asking.
It's like, yeah.
Can
It's
I
like
borrow
hand in
one?
hand.
We're all haberdashers, not fire.
Can you borrow one?
Yeah,
One what?
firebender.
Well, I'm going to send Anza with you.
Yeah, but they're gonna be training with Mako.
What were you gonna say?
Me?
Kid.
That kid.
That piece of shit.
That failure over there.
Well, I mean, I can always. Do you want to? So you want your own? You want your own firebender to practice against?
Yeah, I just want someone that can throw some fireballs at me and I can practice evading.
I mean, I could always get Anza to just have a go at all of you if you want,
I
but
could throw
otherwise
fireballs at you.
you'll be training.
You're gonna be training
Yeah, I could throw different ones at you.
You'll be
Different
training.
colors.
different colors.
Different colours.
Okay, well, I guess Anza's boyfriend. He's probably not up to much. Get him along too if you want.
Okay, sounds good.
Anza, bring your man.
She like calls over across the crowd. Walking towards you guys, pausing as she hears "Bring your man," is a sun warrior, dressed with only a simple wrap around her chest and essentially like a small linen wrap around her waist, both in red and orange, but with large areas of paint all across her body and up her arms. Her hair shaved a little bit at the sides and then done up in a ponytail. Only probably like maybe a year older than you guys, 2 years older than you guys, maybe. As she wanders over, she sighs a little bit and goes,
Grandma, what are you getting me into now? But this lot need training. Take them to the old fireball arena and bring your boyfriend. Mum, he's not. No, not Mum. Sorry, Grandma. He's not my boyfriend. We're just like seeing how things go. Well, you
Very
spend a lot of
confused.
time
Isn't that
together.
her niece?
oh, did I say niece today? I'm changing it to
Yeah.
granddaughter. I've changed
Okay.
it now. I've said granddaughter too many times.
Families are weird in the Sun Temple, you know.
Alabama.
Every old woman's called granny. Everyone else calls everyone's old woman's granny. Let's change to granddaughter then.
Yeah, this is my granddaughter, Anza. You spend a lot of time with him if you're not gonna hook up with him. So just bring him along too. He's not busy, is he?
He might be. He's very serious about his musical career.
Oh, bugger that! Bring him along.
We got a singing bowl. You can play up that.
Anza sort of looks and gives you guys a bit of a look, sighs and goes, "All right, come follow me. I'll lead you over to the arena. Come on." She takes off at a bit of a
so
jog.
happy to be here.
Did you say that?
So happy.
Sounds like you do. Nah, I'm gonna say
Sure.
Shurva says that.
Yeah.
She pauses, a little laughs, looks back and goes, "Sorry, Grandma always finds a way to put me in the thick of stuff, and it always turns out to be a lot more extra work than she ever pitches it. So I'm just prepared for this to be."
Well, we definitely
more.
are.
Yeah,
You're a lot more-
not
okay.
going to sugarcoat it. Often happens like that for us.
Mako is a lot of work.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
We'll make it fun if we can. No one will be hurt.
Is there any
Too bad,
other benders in the Sun Warriors?
She gives you a look. Yeah, most of us are.
No, other benders.
Other benders. What do you mean?
Other kinds of benders
But
other than
other-
firebenders.
No? Why would there be?
Okay. Fuck me.
The
then.
sunbenders and the water person.
And this one guy from the
The
water. tribe.
we are the
It's a water
Sunbenders and
I was
Darv.
hoping.
Hello.
I'm Darv. Hi.
Anyone want a nice, cool, refreshing drink of H2O?
You're doing a lot of firebending. That's dehydrating work.
Just one swamp bender.
So no salt benders.
What's a salt bender? That's not a real thing.
Yeah. Alright.
You're gonna have to go find an ocean somewhere so you can get your armor.
Well, the Earth has salt.
Enough?
I hope so.
Depends where you are. There are places where you can find big salt deposits in the earth.
Hopefully, it's wherever we're standing at any
Flats.
point ever.
As Anza leads you towards a what essentially looks like a large, almost like a basketball stadium. Large, square, dirt central pitch with a few stands set in stone along the sides. But rather than having the stands at ground level where the pitch is, the stands are raised, probably about 2 or 3 meters off the ground. And in the very center, the walls of stone completely isolate the basketball pitch. Rather than having hoops at either end, there's a single hoop on one wall in the center of the pitch.
I've seen this on El Dorado.
Or just the actual Mayan sport.
I've been picturing El Dorado in my head the entire time we've been here.
or actual like Mayan.
Mayan culture, yeah. Don't worry about it.
No.
Or just actual Mesoamerican.
I think we're just a movie podcast.
In my head,
At what
here
point do we
is,
just transition?
it's
Like, what point do we just
tough to
accept
be a
it?
God.
Go to a lot of work researching these things, making sure I can base it on real world stuff as much as possible, try and capture the magic of Avatar the Last Airbender. Oh, this reminds me of the Emperor's New Groove. Wrong lever.
When they're explaining Navi, that chick, I'm just picturing the chick from Road to El Dorado that leads the 2 main dudes around. That was her.
Yeah.
Hell.
Anza.
She has like a
Did
little
you just
like
call her
tarantula
Navi?
with her.
Look, listen.
Got a Navi.
I'm going to teach you how to firebend. Listen.
No, that's the character's avatar. Everyone knows. That's the other avatar I'm thinking.
That's the other avatar, yeah.
The Navi. Fuck me. This is bad. As Anza leads you onto the pitch, you can see sitting in the stands is a young man. Again, roughly maybe the same age as you, maybe a year or 2 older. His hair's completely shaved on the sides. He just has hair on top that's pulled back into a very, very long ponytail. And you can see that he's sitting on the steps with a very strange instrument. It's a series of interconnected reed pipes that have what look like holes drilled into them. Some sort of like pan pipes, if it was in our world, made out of reeds with, rather than having an open top to sort of whistle into, actual like proper flute tips on each one. And you can see as they're going, and as Anza walks in, she whistles and goes, "Hey, come on, we're gonna do some things. Grandma's got me doing something, and you're not getting out of it either. She specifically mentioned you." I was just gonna take a little bit longer and try and perfect this tune that I've been working on. No, you need a firebend at these strangers. Okay. Gets up, puts the flute down, wanders down, summons a ring of fire in his hands, and then closes it off and goes, do you want to get in a line and I'll firebend at you? How are we doing this? No. What are you talking about? No, they need practice. They're going to go take on the dragon spirit of fire. Oh, radical. All right. Good luck, my dudes. No, we need to practice. They're not going now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they probably would want to practice. All right. Who needs fire thrown at him? Someone's got a ball of fire in his hands. As you hold your hand up, he just immediately throws the fireball towards you. Shurva, I'm going to get you to roll Push Your Luck, please.
Okay. Bet.
As he does so, you hear, "Suck, no!" As he does this. No, what do? You talk me through it, but essentially...
I pretty much just, like, dive to the side, do a roll, and, like, land kind of hunched down. Looking at him like, what the fuck, bro?
As you roll over, he's like, "Nice dodge. All right, again." And he summons another ball of flame. He's like, No. Suck. Hey, when they're ready. Oh, yeah, right. All right, cool. Yeah, radical. Alrighty. Sounds like Shurva wants to train with Suck. The rest of you, SAK, for fuck's sake, you guys. Why am I dealing with children? That's an actual firebender name. Am I going to have to change? Am I going to have to change it?
Ask.
Do I have to change it?
No,
All right.
I'm happy with.
I'm happy with it.
No, I'm changing it to Timo. No, his name's Temo now.
His name's Suck.
No,
Timo.
You know,
Temo.
Mr.
Does he
Library.
throw shrooms?
Temo.
Captain Timo on duty.
Temo. His name's Temo. I'm changing it right now. I am not dealing with this right now. His name is Temo.
We all refer to him as Suck.
God damn it.
It's now Mr. Suck to you.
It's gonna be so nice when this campaign ends. Cock is probably Firebender family name. Oh, chat.
I have a very
Chapet.
strong family.
Why are you like this?
What's his name now?
God damn it.
Sack Cock.
Oh no. This isn't how I imagined tonight going. This isn't. Alright.
Anyway, I take Temo to the other side.
Thank you for
Wait,
calling
who?
him Temo.
Oh, suck.
As you,
Mr. Musician.
as you head up, no, that's even worse.
He's a
No,
Musician.
no.
He's not a musician. He's a wannabe.
As you
That
take,
makes it even
as
worse.
you
Mr.
take,
Hipster.
as you take Temo over to the far side of the court, the rest of you, what did you want to do?
I
I'm
wanna.
gonna play the singing bowl for them.
You want to play the singing bowl?
Or the bungo, as I called it.
We have like a day to practice and prepare. And you're like, I'm gonna sit down.
Well, there's only 2 firebenders.
Yeah, but we can practice.
Okay, what should we practice
We
then?
can maybe we could practice like
Making
techniques.
armor.
Like could you throw rocks and then I pull the salt out of it?
Don't know where I'm
Uh,
gonna find rocks with salt in them though. That's a problem. We're kind of in a mountain range right now.
Isn't that
Unless we have to get
sodium?
down low to like a low geological area where there would have been a sea at some point there. But they have to go pretty far down to get
Brandon's done some Googling.
in my brain.
He's gone into his mind palace.
Literally. That's not gonna work. How about I throw a rock at you and you see if you can catch it in water?
Yeah, gold.
I throw up targets for you and you shoot them. Oh,
With like
Clay.
little ice darts.
With
Boarding.
ice picks?
yeah, I'll just throw up like a
Salt.
disc of like I'll just make a disc of like stone. I'll throw up in there and like you blast it with
Well,
water.
why don't you
Test
make
your
bigger
aim.
ones so that you can practice making big rocks as well? Because I
Well-
saw you somehow make a stalagmite?
Like tights
Mite.
down. It's like might up.
Yes, like mine.
Mite's up, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw you say make a stalagmite, but I've never seen you do that before. So maybe you should practice making bigger rocks as well.
That is there like an open area here where I can just try and see what the
Mate, the
biggest
whole
rock I can
thing's an open area.
fling?
Like,
Oh,
you've
it is
been-
okay. I
you've been-
wasn't sure if there's like just like a big stadium or something. That I was like,
yeah, it's a
clearing,
giant. It's,
like,
imagine like a
background.
giant basketball court.
Oh, I still want to make some big rocks though. Somewhere.
How big? Hang on. How
Have you
big?
ever seen El Dorado?
How big do you think you could make?
Yeah.
I want to test how big I can make a big boulder here and fling
You
it.
can make a mountain, okay? If you really pushed it.
I just want to say, I want to test if I can just make like bigger rocks to fling, like make like a big rock.
What's the biggest rock you can make?
That's what I'll find out.
Let's do it.
Push your luck. Absolutely push your luck.
Homer's like got 2.
Please
Yeah.
get a 2.
Biggest rock you've ever seen.
Just wait.
Oh, there's my push with luck. There we go. It's Passione.
Passion.
10.
10. Oh, shit.
10.
We're wasting all your good rolls now.
Making
Run.
a 10 out of 10 rock.
You
No, you gotta
concentrate,
fuck with
and then as you lift your arms up, muscles begin bulging, like muscles that people haven't even named yet. As you sort of like stretch and push, like your face takes on this contorted, horrific appearance, much like Boomy when he's like freeing Omashu from the Fire Nation. You're just like, as you begin earthbending, and you watch as a massive slab of stone, roughly hewn from the earth, begins to rise up. 4 meters in diameter as it rumbles up, and you're like, and then as you do so, you feel a bit of a strain as your insides threaten to form a hernia, but you continue pushing harder.
Hemorrhoid boy.
Hemorrhoid boy, raising up this massive section of stone before having to release and like take a few breaths and release the tension as a little fart comes out.
Up there, it's like a fall over, and I'm done.
Wait, did you throw
What
it?
was that?
No, he just raised it. He just raised.
He just raised it up from the ground. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of blacked out there for a minute. All the blood left my brain. I went up to it. I don't know. Can you tell where my blood is right now?
Okay, maybe not that big,
Okay, yeah, okay.
I think if you do that when we're fighting the dragon,
Yeah, that's
spirit, it might
doesn't
not
seem
be
efficient,
fine.
does it? I have to stand there for a while. Maybe if you put your hands up for me when I'm doing it as well, maybe you can lend me your power.
I don't think that's how it works.
Take my spirit energy.
Actually, that's a good question.
Yeah.
If I was to bloodbend Rung,
Yes.
Oh my god.
could I make earthbending?
No. I
Okay.
think we've discussed. I think this has been discussed in the show. I think a bloodbender can't make another bender
Bend.
use their bending because it's
Okay.
such because the level of precision you need with bloodbending is so precise to be able to sort of get that movements. It's very, very difficult, and I think it's also there's an intention to bending too, right? Because it's not just about the movements. You also have to have the intention of calling
Bending.
upon the element. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Plus, you probably wouldn't even know the movements either.
I
To
mean,
be able to
I think
replicate them.
Rungs is just like nearly shit himself.
Look, I just play on my hands about it. I don't know what you guys
Maybe
do.
maybe you can help like bolster me with the blood bending to make sure.
Yeah,
Must
keep you
pull
close.
valve.
Keep you close.
Keep the plug where it needs to be.
This has been answered by the internet. Bending requires not just the physical movements, they're a way of channeling the ki to produce the actual effect. So no, a bloodbender could not bend another person and
Okay.
get them to bend.
But I could keep his butthole closed while he bends. Google that. Google that.
I'm not Googling.
I do not allow you to do that if you're not controlling my butthole.
I do not consent.
There was a sentence I ever got to say out loud.
What is this? Come on.
Okay.
Obviously that's a no, Archie.
Okay. Alright.
Obviously.
Okay, I'm stopping that one.
Okay. While Rung and Aquila are practicing their long-ranged missile bending, you could even take turns, each of you, as Rung fires a few clay discs in the air, Aquila, you take them out with ice, then you fire a few ice discs in the air, Rung takes them out with a bit of stone. Like, you could easily just alternate, and that way you could practice like precision.
Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. While that's going on, Mako, what did you want to do?
I wanted to learn more about how to control how to train for my blue fire.
Yep.
And possibly other colors. And also learn what their differences are.
Yeah, okay. Anza, as you ask that question, like nods and goes, yeah, it's one of the difficult questions. Not everyone can produce the different colored flames. A lot of us use, there's like metal dust that you can use to change the color of flame. And so sometimes during storytelling, we'll have some metal dust and we'll add it in as part of the storytelling. We use fire to kind of illuminate and create the imagery. But not everyone can create the multicolored flames. The masters, Ran and Shah, can. They can create
So I should
colors of
go
every
ask
type.
So I should go ask them.
You could.
Don't ask them because it's very not good to ask them.
You're not a sun
Fair
warrior.
enough.
You're a member of the Fire Nation, and right now, like the Fire Nation are hunting dragons. I don't think the Masters would approve of that.
Cool. All good.
Sorry. You can give it a go, but I just think that they wouldn't approve.
That I think that's understandable for the moment.
Yeah.
Can you do different colors?
No. I can only do fire color, like orangey red.
Okay. Do you know any cool techniques that you might be able to teach me that might keep me alive while fighting a dragon? Spirit?
I mean, I can teach you some methods to create essentially like a spark of embers that might like fly up and make it hard to see if you're going for.
I will definitely want to learn that. That
Yeah.
seems very useful.
I want to learn that.
You're
I'll
not
teach
there.
you later.
You're practicing with Rung.
I'll teach you later.
Perfect. All right. So while this is going on, Rung and Aquila, could I have you both please roll with focus, if you wouldn't mind? And even if you would, you have to roll with focus anyway, because I have answered.
Oof. shot. And
Why am I
miss.
pretending you've got a choice here?
Easy.
Brilliant. Rung, that is a miss. If that was you just then. Yep. 6, that is a miss. Aquila, 10, absolute success. Rung. Precision earthbending. It's not really something that is often practiced. Earthbending, who needs precision when you can have raw power? But it turns out you do need precision for some things, and it is not an area you have spent a lot of time practicing in. You spend the next hour or so probably finding this pretty frustrating. Time after time, Aquila, these little ice darts slam into your clay discs without fail. And then as you go to try and take out Aquila's big chunks of ice that he sends flying up into the air, just misses. Again, and again, and again. And the one time you do hit, it was an accident. You actually slipped a bit and flung up the section of stone. It wasn't even intentional. And by the end of this hour, you are finding this a little bit frustrating.
Need the rocks to be bigger. Bigger rocks! I'm constantly just trying to make bigger rocks more jagged and
Just not
Not
4 meters in
focusing on it.
diameter.
Just not
yeah,
full
no.
meters in.
Not a ton of earth.
While that is going on, Mako, what specifically did you want to practice? You just wanted to practice the ember, like throwing up some embers?
Yes, if that's what she could teach me, then
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. She'll spend some time teaching you. Could you please roll with focus as well? And Bree. We will touch on Shurva in a second. Shurva is going to be practicing her Mako. That is a... Andrew's doing his little anime.
10.
What is it? 10? Absolute success. Yeah, I mean... This isn't a particularly difficult trick. All you're doing is generating essentially a blast of fire that spreads out immediately, designed to kind of create a visual impairment to block your enemy's line of sight. 100%. Like this is definitely a technique that you could use in combat if you needed to. This is not particularly difficult at all.
And for getaways if we ever need it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that this probably fits under a defend and maneuver role. You probably could use this as part of a ready action, creating a quick blast of flame. Otherwise, I'd also say that it would also fall under evade and observe using bolster or hinder. Definitely would fall under a hinder style technique, flinging up this blast of flame that forms this fan of embers, obscuring vision, causing the enemy to have to recoil away from looking at the source of this fire. Shurva, as you try and focus on dodging and ducking and weaving, trying to draw upon the combat style that airbenders are famous for, could I get you to please roll me with harmony?
Okay. I also wanted to be like practicing the concussive blast throughout
Yes.
this as well.
Perfect.
So harmony, you said?
Yes, absolutely.
3.
3.
A 1 plus a 1 plus a 1.
It's very hard to maintain this ideal of calm serenity in the midst of combat, especially when your opponent, again, like this guy, what did I say his name was again? I changed it to Temp, didn't I?
Temu.
Temu.
Suck.
As Temu just throws fireball after fireball at you, happy to just as you dodge and duck and weave, not giving you much time to recover in between. It's very, very hard to kind of get into this mindset of an airbender monk. And you find yourself resorting back to this more passionate, aggressive technique to defend and to block these blasts of flame. Could I get you to please, as you sort of also wanted to practice your concussive blast, I believe that is also... Let me have a look. Concussive blast.
It's advanced in attack, so it'd be passion.
Passion. Which makes sense as you get more frustrated and as you get more and more dysregulated and cross. 13. Absolute success. Shurva.
The parallels.
Getting into the mindset of an airbender, it's not helping. If anything, it's making you more and more pissed off. This isn't working. This is stupid. And as that begins to build inside of you, you suddenly spin around, dodging underneath this blast of fire. And do you have your fans on you? Probably you have your fans on you.
Yeah, they would be like tucked in my belt kind of thing.
as you whip out your fans and slam them together, attempting probably to try and block an incoming blast of flame, a sudden shockwave blasts out from the fans, far more than should be possible with someone who's on an airbender. Could I get you to please mark 1 fatigue? And as you send out this concussive blast, you watch as Temu is just sent sprawling on his ass as he stumbles backwards and trips over the concussive blast, knocking him prone. As he sort of like lies there for a second and sits up, shaking his head, a bit of sand falls out of his ear as he like throws his head to the side, trying to knock out a bit of sand. He goes, "What was that? You never said you were an airbender."
I'm not.
Those are some pretty cool fans then.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah.
Perfect. You guys spend the next couple of hours practicing, training, honing your skills. And as the sun begins to set, if you wanted to wait that long, or did you want to make your way over to the Dragon Spirit in the afternoon? You tell me.
Maybe we should be there to, or at least be closer.
Like set up camp,
Yeah,
kind of
like
just outside it.
Yeah.
Go
We don't have a
over to
tent
it.
though, so we might have to ask if we can.
You've been
borrow
given a large piece of essentially like a waxed canvas
Oh,
that'll.
okay.
Yeah, exactly right.
one. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's maybe do that. At least that way we'll be closer, so we got more time.
As you guys begin heading back to the Sun Warrior encampment, you see a very strange sight. Hello.
Did we master our techniques just then?
Did you master your techniques?
Or like my.
I would say
like
mine's
my-
probably gone from learn to practice, but I
Practice.
wouldn't say it's mastered.
Let's have a look at you, Aquila. Let's have a look at your character sheet. What technique are you hoping to have mastered in this 2 hours of training?
You know, all of them really.
No.
But
That's
ideally,
I believe the term we were looking for before was fuck off. So you've got water knife as practiced, crystallized is learned. Mate, all of your techniques are pretty well, like,
I think water knife should be mastered by now.
based on what you've never used it up until this session right now.
Yeah.
The fact that it's practiced, I think, is even a stretch. You may keep your practiced water knife. I will not take that off you.
Did that.
Yeah,
I think you did that.
I did. I wanted to catch up to the others. Yeah, that is a practice technique. It is not a mastered technique, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Spirit calming probably mastered.
How many times have you used it?
4?
That's how many times you need to do something to master it. Well-known fact.
Yeah.
Only 4 times. No, unfortunately.
So that's a yes.
Sorry, mate. That's a no.
Damn it.
As you make your way back to the Sun Warrior encampment, you're met by a strange sight. Arl didn't accompany you to the training grounds. And by the time you make it back to the encampment, he's just finishing up placing the last of this very interesting looking armor on Mango. Strips of what looks like fabric that have been sewn together, and then the outside has been covered in this very, almost like a dark red, dark maroon paint. And then lacquered, covered in this sort of slightly shiny material to harden it and give it an outer coating. Mango is now wearing what looks like a makeshift helmet, as well as some strips of protection down the side of her body, strapped underneath the edge of the saddle around her chest and stomach, and then also some down onto her feet. And as you guys get back, Arl smiles and goes, "Hey, they make a type of like lightweight armor here that's not made of metal, but it's really fire resistant."
That's
Hell yeah.
really cool. We should probably drop it back off on the way out.
No, this is the best bit. If we can help calm the dragon spirit, we can keep it.
They're really
That's
good
really
at
nice
keeping.
of them.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
But if
But
we
it's
die,
also
they said
really
they come
bad
collect
for-
it from our corpses. So I guess
makes
there's that.
sense, yeah. But isn't it like really keeping like their image of not existing, like not a thing?
Well, they encouraged us to paint it like airbender colors when we get a
okay,
chance. Because at the moment, like, it's not covered in Sun Warrior stuff. And to be perfectly honest, most of this stuff is the fabric that was left over. They didn't need it. But hey, I'm really excited. I managed to get like a fair bit. And I bartered really well for it. I just kept telling them that it wasn't worth what they said it was.
I see the true airbending technique coming
Yeah,
out.
I used my very special style of
Only
airbending.
master technique you've ever. will
Yeah,
ever
exactly.
have.
Exactly right. So, how'd you guys go with your practicing?
I just realized that Al didn't come with us to practice.
Yeah, Aquila, you're just sort of
armor,
like, oh yeah, I haven't seen the Airbender for a while.
Maybe okay.
How'd you guys go? How'd it go?
I did really good.
Nice.
Rung nearly shot himself.
Don't we need
Mate,
Rung to be the
massive
best?
folder.
Don't. But aren't we relying on Rung to be the best at this?
Yep. He maybe gave himself a hernia.
4-meter boulder.
Yep. And what did you do with it?
Dropped it.
Dropped it.
Doesn't that involve you lifting it up?
That's potentially a problem.
Nah, I can feel it. It's all fine. No hernia at all. Just a little fart. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Not gonna happen in front of the fire spirit.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself.
I don't want him I don't want to blow myself up. Farting near fire, probably a bad idea. So not gonna do it.
Right. And how did the rest of how did you go, Mako? Better than Rung?
Learned a new way to use fire.
That's
More of
good.
a defensive way. Yeah, it was actually. It really changed life.
And
Eye opening.
Shurva?
I got really frustrated and knocked a guy over.
Oh, okay. Is that something that you didn't do very well before?
Wow, okay, just come for me then.
I thought you were the master of knocking people over.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about our training anymore.
To be fair though, I knocked him over with a gust of air.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I told you there was something weird about those fans.
Yeah, well,
It's
the
magic.
fans. Not me.
Perfect. As you guys head back into the market district where the Sun Warriors are preparing food, if you wanted to spend... No, you said you wanted to pack up and head over to the... Yeah, cool. Okay.
Well, hang on a sec. Is it already nighttime?
No. It's only afternoon,
Okay,
sort of
cool.
3, 4 o'clock.
Okay,
Because it
we've
was
got time.
midday when you arrived at the Sun
We
Warrior
had
ruins.
lunch,
Had
and then
lunch.
we disappeared for like an hour
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah, so it's only sort of like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
We're Mr. Incredible.
I don't want to go out there again at nighttime and get hit by another dragon.
Pussy.
Yeah. Although now that we've got this cool armor, we're going to be mostly protected. As he points at...
Mango's protected.
Mango looks
We're
great.
not.
Oh yeah, there's none for the saddle. Oh. Do you reckon that's a problem?
Nah.
I don't think it's gonna matter either way if a dragon found us.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We
So
don't
Well-
have another.
okay.
We don't have another tent
Okay.
to throw at it. That's all out the window now.
No, we do. They gave us a tarp that we can use to make a
That's-
covering if we want to
That's
sleep.
different to a tent.
I think
Oh,
it'd still
really?
work the same way
One's
though.
more intense.
Okay.
I think a top would be bigger.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. As Al smiles and nods, he pulls out a very rough map of the area that clearly has been hand drawn. Shurva, do you have your like really good map? This one they drew for me to show me where to go is not great. It's not the best.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's going to show us. It's like kind of the whole Fire Nation, but I pull it out anyway.
Yeah, as you have a bit of a look over it, and I'll hand you the map that had been drawn by the Sun Warriors. Could I get you to roll me, let's say, skills and training? I'd say this is skills and training. Cartography would be a skill that you would be required to learn as a Fire Nation guard of an ambassador.
11.
11! Yeah. The map that has been drawn, while not amazing or to scale, does include some very distinctive landmarks that luckily have also been included on your copy of the map that you picked up in the Fire Nation itself. Your route is going to take you a little bit more towards the northwest. You're not going to be leaving this main island. In fact, where you're headed is right at the coast of this main island. Interestingly, it's a little bit further north of this large twin-peaked mountain that is marked on your map as well, that almost looks like two fangs rising up from the landscape below. But on the version of the map Arl has, these two mountains are joined by a bridge with a set of large stone stairs leading to a dais between these two mountains. It's a little bit south of where you've been marked to go on the map, but it does look like an interesting spot. it's just interesting, this interesting discrepancy that you notice between the two maps. And that's what you see.
Okay. So
There's a rabbit over there.
I kind of like lay it out, and we just like kind of look for the best spot that we would be able to camp without really being out in the open.
Yeah,
And then
there's a
I kind of like point at this spot.
there's a few areas on the map which are not the tops of mountains, not very mountainous terrain. Therefore, you're probably not going to be heading into any dragon territory. The coastline itself, there's an area where the coastline actually flattens out into what looks like a small beach, just round the corner from where this point of interest is marked on the map, where the dragon spirit of fire is said to be. This beach is in between two of the larger mountain ranges, almost forms like a fjord, like a flattened area, almost like a bay formed by these two mountains that disappear into the ocean, forming a little fjord at the end of which is a beach and a flattened area. Probably would be a good place to stop. As you look over it, ticks all the right boxes, and more importantly, you've heard a few times Aquila mention needing to be near seawater. He's mentioned a few times about this something like salt armor that he claims he's going to try and make using his water bending. This is the only site you can see that's right on top of the ocean.
Looks perfect.
Wait. How many kilos of salt would you need to carry on your body? Cover you.
As I said, making salt armor is probably well beyond Aquila's skills right now, but a salt shield, that's well within his wheelhouse.
We'll have one dude with a salt shield, one dude with a rock shield.
He could do rock armor, surely.
No, I can't do rock armor. That's
Rung has never practiced or trained in rock armor.
Oh,
rock
that's what we
armor's
should have
like
been doing.
it's a very specific sort of skill to learn.
But if you need a
fire
parallel mineshaft, Doug, you know who to go to.
If you want
Exactly
fire armor,
right.
I'll help you out.
Fire armor? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll pass.
He just lights
gets it
on
on
fire.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Just get it on fire.
this sounds unhelpful.
Well,
Okay,
in
well-
the interest of expediency... Sorry, Bree, you go.
I was just gonna say, let's head there.
I was perfect. I was going to say, in the interest of expediency, you guys head there. As you climb onto the back of Mango, the armor, while not being particularly heavy, this lacquered fabric armor that's been laid across Mango's shoulders, back, and sides, while not being particularly heavy, the total amount has added to the weight somewhat. And given that she is a younger Sky Bison, and I mean, the five of you kind of already take up a fair bit of weight that she can carry along with your supplies, Mango is a fair bit slower with this armor on. Not as quick, not as responsive. Something which Al notices pretty quickly and early on, and sort of like nods along with going, oh yeah, this might be a problem. We're not going to be as maneuverable. We've kind of traded maneuverability for protection. I'm wondering how good are you at deflecting fire blasts, Mako?
Like, I've done it once.
Perfect.
That's more than me, so that's a good start.
Therefore, it's a practice technique.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
mastered. Do
I
it
have
3 more
mastered.
times.
And Shurva, you mentioned before about this, like knocking someone down using like a gust of wind. Do you reckon you could do that on the back of Mango to like push back attacks?
Wait, are
Maybe.
we thinking about fighting the spirit on Mango?
Well, I'm thinking like classic airbender techniques, right? Like you have someone running distraction while someone else like evades above, and then you have another person who heads underneath and deals a killing blow.
You want us all to be separated?
No, I'm thinking two teams. I'm thinking we have Aquila and Rung on the ground, ready to shoot up, while the rest of us on the back of Mango, I focus on flying. You two focus on keeping Mango and I alive and safe, and keeping the dragon's attention. And while the spirit's taken on us, those two can fire some powerful blows. That's what the lady was saying. That's what she was saying was best way to do this.
Sure.
So
you know what?
you want me and Rung to shoot up on the ground and then shoot blows at the dragon?
Well, Rung, you need access to stone, right?
Yes, that's preferable.
So you're not going to be like, I mean, you'll be empty. You won't be able to unleash your full load unless you're on the ground.
You know what they never
on the
expect.
ground.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I think we make sure Rung's on the ground so that you can like, and I mean, don't be afraid to send up shafts of stone if you need, like whatever you need to do.
Just unleash your load.
Yeah, and
he
then
calls
Aquila.
us children.
All of this.
I don't know why you guys
I'll
laugh.
do
You're
all that.
very, very immature, guys. This is a professional stream. If you could like just try and remember that. Sorry. And then Aquila. I mean, if we get you enough like seawater, can you make some like salt stuff?
I could probably make like salt spears. Salt.
That sounds good.
daggers.
That sounds good.
Salty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a question in regards to salt.
Yes.
Do dragons sweat?
Do dragons sweat? No, because they are reptiles.
Yeah.
But they're also
At least in Avatar,
the word
the
I'm
Last
thinking
Airbender,
of,
they're
not
reptiles.
real.
Yeah. So okay. So it's okay. Thank you. Obviously, fucking.
It's also a spirit, so I don't think it actually needs.
So that's the other thing I was going to say is this is like normal dragons probably don't sweat because their scales provide a nice surface for heat exchange. Definitely spirit dragons definitely don't sweat.
Spirit dragons bleed?
You again would be
We'll
pretty
find
confident that spirits don't have blood while
Yeah,
they're
okay.
in our worlds as they're manifesting in our world as these spirit forms. No,
But they'll take
in the
it.
spirit wilds maybe. Who knows? They seem to be a bit more physical there. What was that, Brandon?
Good. Write that down.
Write that down.
We'll fight them in the spirit wilds. Let's go. We'll jump them.
On the beaches.
always a bit of Churchill. Always good.
Always.
Brilliant. As you make your way across the landscape, the city falls away behind you to be swallowed by the jungle and the horizon. After flying for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, the sun begins to set far over in the west, but not before you come across the small beach located in the middle of the two mountain ranges that almost, I mean, on the map it looks like they kind of just drew these mountain ranges half into the ocean. Probably, Shurva, as you looked at this, you thought, it's a bit of an exaggeration. Actually, as you get there, this mountain range just disappears into the surf on either side of this beach, just vanishes. And you can see the tips of mountains rising up in the bay, forming almost what look like jagged teeth. And as you look closely at the map, you can see you've reached an area known as the Dragon's Maw.
Nice.
Yeah. This beach almost looks like, a massive set of jaws open with teeth rising from the land and then the sea. You camp out on the beach, speed through this because there's nothing interesting that happens during the night. You enjoy a nice night camping. You pull out the shade cloth, the canvas that have been waxed to help keep off the rain. You attaches the edge of Mango's saddle. One of you gets a few sticks or some earth bending to create little pillars. You have a nice quiet night. Sure enough, as the sun begins to fully set, from the mountain ranges all around you see pillars of fire rising into the air once again. Interestingly, however, the area where you are, right in the immediate vicinity, no fire rises from the mountain range. This area seems to have been unclaimed by dragons.
I can claim it for myself.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a dragon.
I think it has been claimed. I think
That's
that's
right.
more frightening.
Bree has annoyingly once again predicted exactly what I was going to say next. Bree, do you want to share what you just typed in chat?
Well, we were talking about the Halloween special and how you were talking about, I wanted it to be kind of like where Sokka was telling stories by the campfire, and I was like, we're resting for a night before battle. Place bets. Our Halloween special is campfire stories.
You don't need to place bets. I am willing to confirm right now that is exactly.
Wait.
my
Let
plan.
me put bets on.
That is exactly my plan for next week's session, because obviously next week, next Tuesday is October the 31st, which is Halloween night. We are going to be doing a Halloween special for our Curse of Strahd and for our Avatar Legends session as well. So yeah,
Who's Halloween?
And I knew you wouldn't want us to go into the dragon battle without Dave.
Yes.
I don't want you to go into the Dragon Battle that day. As much
I
as
knew it was
as
gonna
much
be
as
today.
it's fun for me to play your PC characters, I never ever want to do anything substantial with them while the players aren't there. So as you settle down for your camp and get the campfire ready and sit on the beach, the area around you is quiet. Where before in parts of the Fire Nation you've heard birdsong, where you've heard the sound of animals, this reminds you of that first night camped out underneath the dragon's mountain before you took off and encountered the dragon territorial display, the pillars of fire blasting up into the night sky. This area seems strangely quiet. No quiet, graceful honks of duck deer in the distance. You thought I'd forgotten about the duck deer. I never forget about the duck deer.
That's so sexy.
Well, that's going to need some context, which we're not providing.
We're going to have the old art somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere.
As the moon rises over the ocean, you can see that it is more than half full, as it is almost back to a full moon once again. And as the light shines across the ocean, the reflection seems almost brighter than normal. There's this shimmer that seems to come across the edge of the water. And as you sit there quietly, enjoying a little bit of a break, taking a moment to prepare, knowing that the fight ahead is coming, you hear a voice suddenly cut through the silence and the darkness. I'm so cold. And that is where we're going to wrap up for tonight's session.
Burn it.
Burn it with fire. Burn it with holy fire.
I thought it was going to be, guys.
Oh no. That would be more terrifying.
Oh man, the temptation to do a non-canon episode where Pung comes back. Oh, guys, this is a terrible campsite. Why have you camped here? I had to bush bash through an entire nation to get here. Do you know how deep the ocean is to walk across? I do now. No,
Like
obviously.
Every time we kill him, or like we drop him off somewhere, he just comes back.
That'd be a cool Halloween idea. The idea that you can't kill Pung, he's unkillable.
Yeah,
No,
it follows.
Pung follows. Amazing.
Always
Well, thank
lucky.
you so much, everybody, for coming and joining us. Thank you so much to the raiders who popped in. I believe that was Wisdom Saves. Thank you so much, Wisdom Saves, for dropping off a whole bunch of people. Thank you. Lovely to have you all here. I hope you guys had a lovely, fun session. We're going to continue the raid train, as is our want on a Tuesday evening. Let's see who we want to go raid. I think we want to go raid... let's go raid Crit and a Miss. They've had a quiet evening so far. Let's go raid Crit and a Miss. Well, everybody, that is all from us here tonight. Thank you for joining us for Avatar Legends. Remember, if this is your first time catching us, we're at episode 56. There's probably a lot you're like, what? If you want to go catch up... Especially Duck Deer. If you want to go catch up...
more to go.
If you want to go catch up on previous episodes, you can do so on YouTube. If you just type in YouTube at Lost Archives D&D, we will be the only result that comes up. Otherwise, if you just type in the Lost Archives to the search bar or Avatar Legends Lost Archives, we should be the first or second result to come up. If you're listening to this on YouTube or on the podcast platform of your choice, first off, thank you so much. Secondly, you want to be a bloody legend. I know you do. Best way to become a bloody legend is to hit that subscribe button. It is the easiest, quickest, and most efficient way to move from normie status to bloody legend, and all of you bloody legends who have already hit it, place the second crown on your heads, guys. Go for it. Why not? 2 crowns is how you know you're really winning. So thank you, everybody. And if you could hit that, that'd be a massive help. We're so close to the 1,000 subs on YouTube. Well, that's all from me tonight. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again really soon. Until next time, everybody. Goodbye. Farewell.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.